Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
We have before you today the commander of our Platean contingent for our Greek army. This chap is called Arimnestos. I believe that is how you pronounce it, but I'm not Greek. There's an M and an N next to each other, and I'm never really sure how you're supposed to pronounce them. You know, sometimes you drop the N, sometimes you keep it in. It's
a Greek word, would explain.
It's a Greek word. That's how you say it. So if you're interested, just in fact, don't bother messaging me to tell me how it sounds because it's a message. So
well, you could do like a voice message.
You could do that, yeah. But I don't want you to. Right. So Arimnestos was a politician. He was considered a very, very nice man. What is said about him at the time is he had the best of everything. He always had the best shield among all the soldiers in the army. He always had the best spear. He always had the best sword. He always had the best cloak. He always had the best armour. He always had the best helmet. He always had the best sandals. Do you get the idea?
Yeah, kind of.
This is the sort of guy we're dealing with here.
So it's not them people.
That's what the locals said about him. The local writers and poets. The Athenians actually held him in quite high regard. They considered he was an honest man.
That's because they're Athenians.
Yeah, they take that sort of stuff seriously. He told the truth and stuff like that is really important. The Spartans, later on they tried to kill him, so I suppose they're not that close to the guy. But he did always kind of have his ideas around the defence of his nation. So he took Platea as a state very seriously. And when Platea was in danger and other countries would come to help, he would then consider he owed a debt to those countries and have to fulfil that debt, which is probably why the Athenians liked him, because he did send troops to help fight against the Persians at Marathon.
So that's probably why he hates him. Why the Plateans hate him. Because they don't want to take part in wars.
The Plateans fully understood that if the Persians come, then they're going to have to march through Platea to get everywhere else, and Platea will be a battleground. So it's far better to fight a battle before Platea, and therefore keep the war out of your own territory.
Well, the Athenians didn't do that, and they lost Athenia, so...
Well, the Corinthians, they came on the idea of not defending any of Greece at all, retreating to Corinth, and then just holding the Corinthian... the road to Corinth, and just
Spartans had the same idea. Leave Sparta.
Yeah, the other king of Sparta had the identical idea. Yeah, whereas that meant that's great for everybody except the Greeks who live beyond Corinth, because they're all going to have their towns and houses burnt and their cattle carried away and stuff. But that was the Corinthian idea. Whereas, of course, the Plateans, in any war situation with Persia, they're going to end up with Persia's marching through, because you have to get through Platea to go anywhere.
It's like a roundabout.
Yeah, it's bang in the middle of all the highways, and unless you're going to go down the road into Athens, which the Plateans at the time probably thought the Persians wouldn't do that, because it would mean they would have to fight through the Athenians, and it's a much bigger army they're having to deal with. Anyway, it didn't matter because they won that particular battle. Years later...
No, that's because the Persians were really angry at the time.
Yeah, well, they were by the second battle, yeah. The second time round, again, they sent troops to help, but during the battle, King Leonidas told Arimnestos and the other troops that they should save themselves and retreat back into Platea. He didn't. He actually took his troops to Athens, and then he evacuated his troops on boats where the deputy commander of Platea evacuated Platea. So they actually retreated with the Athenian army.
There's a copy of Sparta, really, didn't there?
Oh, the Spartans weren't there.
Yeah, I mean they copied the Spartans.
Why?
Because they defended the hot gates so everyone could escape.
That was the idea, yeah. The whole point of holding the hot gates. The whole point originally of holding the hot gates was to keep the war in the hot gates. Eventually you would get all the Greek armies there, and then you could face off either in Platea or on the plains of Athens.
So the Athenians didn't feel up to it.
Oh no, they lost the battle.
Yeah.
So, and Leonidas stayed for that last day because he wanted to buy time for the other soldiers to escape. So there you go. Yeah. Combat-wise, Urs gets 2 attacks instead of 1. That's rubbish. He inspires his troops. That's good. And he can redeploy a company prior to the game being set up. That's not too bad.
Not if he's dead.
Not if he's dead now. But I think out of all the sort of heroes in the game, he's the most normal.
So if you killed him in the battlefield,
It won't make any difference.
then
Really.
yeah, but the men are no longer inspired.
That's true. That's true. You would lose the inspirational effect, but I'm not sure how much good that does. Given that if you've got him on your side, you're fighting as Greeks.
Yeah, but if a Greeks without command, pretty useless. Just stand there
Yeah.
with spears until he can tell you to back off or like impale you.
And shout rude gestures at you and stuff. Yeah. So, any questions?
About this particular guy?
Yeah. Well, that was a long silence. We'll go down to the figure, shall we? The figure itself is an Athenian hoplite. That's the Athenian cloak on the back. I've given him a coppice sword, because that was the type of sword used in Platea. The main type of weapon used in Platea was the coppice. And of course he has a shield with the crow on it, because the crow is one of the primary symbols of their religion. I explained their religion in the last video. I'm not going into that again.
It's probably because he didn't want the noughts and crosses.
Yeah, he probably couldn't draw a square. Alright, come on. Not all Greeks were mathematicians, you know. Some are difficult with squares, so they just drew a bird instead.
Well, some didn't even have an education.
I wonder who did all the painting. I mean, they must have been.
mass produce it.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably must have had an army, and one guy just sat there painting shields all day. Like, what do you want on this? I'll have Medusa. Oh God, not another one. Can you have anything other than Medusa? How about a bull? No, not another one. What about a sea serpent? I hadn't done one of them for a while.
No, they get a template.
Actually, a good point. They probably would.
And then they stick it on top, draw
Yeah.
around it, and there's your shield.
Yeah, you're actually really smart, aren't you?
I do resistant materials.
You do, don't you? I forgot you did this. Yes. Yes, you've just had your exams, haven't you? Very clever now, aren't we?
I don't do it anymore.
I thought you were going to be an engineer.
Me?
I thought you were going to build a spaceship or something interesting like that.
I don't know. I don't even know the different types of metals. I mean, one of the questions on the exam paper was, what are the different alloys? I don't know what an alloy is.
Okay.
I know the definition of an alloy.
You've so failed
It's
your exams.
mixtures of metals. That's about it. I said brass.
An alloy is a composite of metal in order to make the metal stronger. Different types of metals to make the metal stronger.
There's brass right.
Well, brass is a metal.
What about stainless steel?
Brass is an alloy. Yes, stainless steel is an alloy.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the end of the video, because I don't think there's anything else we can say about this guy. He wasn't that impressive. He never really did anything heroic.
You still find him on the internet.
You can find him on the internet, but I mean, he hasn't got a very big page. Obviously in Platea, I think there's a statue to him, so obviously he's important to them.
They haven't really done that much, have they?
Exactly, there's not many famous Plateans, so yeah, but yeah, he was a inspirational sort of chappy. That's the end of the video. So
if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of
Arimnestos.
That's everything from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.
Sayonara.